One of the sheer beauties of Maria Valtorta's great work, The Gospel as Revealed to Me, also known as the Poem of the Man God, is that she gives us information that we do not have presented to us in the Gospels. She gives us entirely brand new information, or she gives us an amplification of information that's already there, an expansion of the events that take place during Jesus' ministry, or entirely new events, or an expansion of Jesus' speeches. But here we have something that is entirely unpresented at all in the Gospels, which is the appearance of Jesus to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and it's the very first appearance that occurs. So I shall read it. It's given to Maria Valtorta on the 21st of February 1944. And as you will recall if you've seen a previous video of mine, Mary, the Blessed Virgin, is with the other apostles and the women followers in the upper room where the Last Supper took place. That's basically their centre of gathering. Actually, there are apostles who are scattered around, and they've gone to Lazarus's because Jesus spoke to Lazarus and to Saint Simon the Zealot before he went to Jerusalem for Passion Week, and he asked Simon to ensure, and Lazarus to ensure, that the apostles who would be scattered be gathered again at Lazarus's, which is a safe place at Bethany where the Jews would not try to get at them, to arrest them and to have them killed as well, because Lazarus, unbeknownst to us who simply read the Gospels, but known to us from Maria Valtorta's writings, Lazarus is very powerful as well as being very rich. And the reason he's powerful is because his father was very much working with the Romans, not in any treasonous way, but he became extremely influential. And for that reason, Lazarus, it can be a place of refuge for the apostles. And I perhaps will do a video on those aspects of matters and Jesus' appearance to the apostles on another occasion. But today, I shall just talk about the appearance of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Mary is prostrated with her face on the floor. She looks like a poor wretch. She looks like that withered flower of which she has spoken. The closed window is opened with a violent banging of the heavy shutters. And with the first ray of the sun, Jesus enters. Mary, who has been shaken by the noise and has raised her head to see which wind has opened the shutters, sees her radiant son, handsome, infinitely more handsome than he was before suffering, smiling, lively, brighter than the sun, dressed in a white garment that seems woven light, and who is advancing towards her. She straightens herself up on her knees, and crossing her hands on her breast, she says with a sob that is joy and grief, "Lord, my God." And she remains thus, enraptured in contemplating him, with her face all washed by tears, but made serene, pacified by his smile and by the ecstasy. But he does not want to see his mother on her knees like a servant, and he calls her, stretching out his hands, from the wounds of which emanate rays that make his glorious flesh even brighter. "Mother!" But it is not the sorrowful word of the conversations and the farewells before his passion, or the heartrending lament of the meeting on Calvary and of the agony. It is a cry of triumph, of joy, of freedom, of rejoicing, of love, of gratitude. And he bends over his mother, who dare not touch him, and he places his hands under her bent elbows, and he lifts her up. He presses her to his heart and kisses her. Oh, Mary realizes then that it is not a vision, that it is her Son who has really risen, that it is her Jesus, the Son who still loves her as a son. And with a cry she flings her arms round his neck, and she embraces and kisses him, laughing in her weeping. She kisses his forehead where there are no longer any wounds, his head no longer unkempt and bloody, his shining eyes, his healed cheeks, his mouth no longer swollen. She then takes his hands and kisses their backs and palms, their radiant wounds, and she suddenly bends down to his feet and uncovers them from under his bright garment and kisses them. Then she stands up, looks at him, but dare not. Just a pause there. All this flinging herself at Jesus, putting her arms around him, kissing him, embracing him. This is interesting because Maria Valtorta tells us somewhere else in the vast work, I can't remember exactly where, that Jesus, of course, when he's a child, she'll pick him up, kiss him, ruffle his hair, hug him, all the usual things that a mother will do. But as he's an adult, she doesn't do that. She's more restrained. And you can see there's one scene, I can't remember exactly what it is about now, but she wants to embrace him, but she's extremely reserved and reticent because he's a man. He's not the little boy she had. And what is extremely, almost amusing now, is that she's so excited and so shocked, so amazed to see him, that she forgets all that reticence of a Middle Eastern woman of 2,000 years ago, and she throws herself upon Jesus. And it's wonderful to contemplate as well that she does that after all she has suffered, more than anyone else in the world, those past few days. Well, the past few days, of course, of the arrest and crucifixion, but of course all the time leading up to that, when it was clear the powers that be were getting more and more hostile to him.